Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to Jinjin's Cosmic. If you didn't happen to be here, perhaps it's time to meet your soul. Dear Libra, there is a silence you have learned to curate with masterful precision. It is not an empty silence, but one filled with the unsaid, the swallowed, the compromised. You have become the architect of a beautiful, tranquil garden where every leaf is in its place. But you have done so by constantly weeding out the parts of yourself that felt too wild, too disruptive, too much. For so long, you have mistaken this curated stillness for peace, this delicate balance for strength. But have you not felt it, Libra? A subtle tremor beneath the perfect ground. A dissonant chord that hums just beneath the surface of your serene compositions. It is not a dramatic crisis you can point to. Rather, it is the quiet, insistent ache of a soul that has held its breath for far too long. You have carried the weight of others' storms, absorbed their chaos, and called it diplomacy. You have silenced your own thunder and called it grace. And now, something is coming not to shatter your world, but to shatter the beautiful, fragile glass dome you have built around it. It may arrive as a letter, a formal notice, a single piece of paper that feels impossibly heavy in your hands. It carries the cold weight of law, of dispute, of conflict. Everything your spirit has worked so diligently to avoid. This is a summons, Libra, but it is not merely from a court or an opposing party. It is a summons from your own soul, demanding that you finally look at the foundations of the peace you have so carefully constructed. It is here to reveal that the most profound imbalance has not been in the world around you, but within you. Stay with me on this journey until the very end. Because what feels like a shocking legal assault is, in truth, a sacred opportunity for liberation. We will not just navigate the storm. We will understand why it came for you. We will uncover the strength you have hidden beneath layers of agreeability, and you will learn to protect your energy, not by avoiding conflict, but by standing immovably in your own truth. Before we proceed, I want you to anchor yourself in the profound shift that is already beginning. Go to the comments now and declare this intention. I, Libra, answer the call to my own truth. Let this not be a mere collection of words, but a vow to yourself. A promise that you will no longer sacrifice your inner alignment for the appearance of outer harmony. For when you commit to your own truth, no legal case, no accusation, and no judgment can ever truly find you guilty. The universe has been waiting for you to make this choice. This tremor you feel, Libra, is the first sign of a profound realignment. The ground is not shaking to swallow you whole. It is shaking to help you find your footing on more solid, more authentic ground. For years, you have been the masterful diplomat, the one who can walk into a room thick with tension and, through your very presence, bring a sense of calm. You mediate. You soothe. You find the middle ground. It is a gift, a beautiful and rare one. Yet, have you ever stopped to ask yourself the cost of that gift? How many times have you absorbed a conflict that was not yours, carrying the energetic residue of others' battles long after they have moved on? How often have you smiled and agreed when every fiber of your being screamed in dissent? This pattern began long ago, perhaps in childhood, where you learned that your value, your safety, was tied to your ability to be the easy one, the peacemaker. You learned that ripples were dangerous, that your needs, if voiced too loudly, could capsize the fragile boat of family or relationships. And so you became an expert at placating, at smoothing things over, at building a house of cards on a foundation of compromise. This legal case, This shocking and unwelcome disruption is the gust of wind that proves a house of cards was never meant to be a permanent home. It may manifest through a dispute over inheritance, where the cold language of assets exposes the unspoken emotional debts within a family. It could be a contractual disagreement in business, where a partnership built on a handshake and hopeful assumptions now faces the harsh reality of fine print and diverging interests. For some of you, it may even be a false accusation, a moment where your reputation, your carefully crafted image of fairness and integrity, is called into question by another's shadow. Notice the immediate reaction within you, Libra. It is not just fear or anger. It is a profound sense of injustice. But I am the fair one, your spirit cries out. I am the one who always seeks balance. And that is precisely the point. The universe is not questioning your inherent nature. It is questioning the expression of it. It is asking, have you been fair to yourself? Have you balanced your own needs with the needs of others? Or have you consistently placed your own truth on one side of the scale and piled everyone else's demands on the other, wondering why you feel so perpetually off kilter? Those who mistake your kindness for weakness are about to be shown a profound truth. They have assumed you would fold, that you would compromise your way out of this as you have so many times before. They have underestimated the steel that lies beneath your velvet exterior. This case is not a punishment, it is a stage. And on this stage, you are being asked to perform not as the diplomat, but as the sovereign. It is here to reveal the truth, not just of the situation, but the truth of who you are when you are no longer trying to keep the peace at any cost. Every tremor has a purpose, Libra. It is here to expose what was built on unstable ground, so that you can finally build something that will last. When justice appears in your life, it is rarely a gentle visitor. It does not arrive with a polite knock, waiting to be invited in. It often enters like a force of nature, rearranging the furniture of your life without your permission. It carries a weight that changes the very atmosphere in your home. Conversations become hushed and heavy. Sleep becomes elusive. Your mind replaying arguments and rehearsing defenses. You feel a pressure that seems to come from all directions, and it is here that your spirit is truly tested. You may not even be at the center of this legal storm. It might be swirling around a partner, a parent, a sibling, or a close friend. You may be a witness, a supporter, or simply collateral damage in a conflict you did not start. And yet, the ripples reach your shore with undeniable force. You cannot stand apart from it, because its energetic tendrils are intertwined with your own life, your own finances, your own emotional well-being. This is when you ask the universe the most human of questions. Why me? Why now? You were just finding your rhythm, just starting to feel a semblance of stability, and now this chaos descends. But hear this, dear Libra, for it is the key. This is not a random cosmic event. This is a meticulously timed spiritual intervention. The universe has not lost its way. It has located you with pinpoint precision because it knows you are ready, even if you do not feel you are. You are being called into a process of profound correction, a space where everything that has been bent out of shape by unspoken resentments, by quiet deceptions, by passive-aggressive maneuvers, is now being forcibly straightened. Justice, in its purest form, is not about punishment. It is about the restoration of order. It is an energetic principle that cannot tolerate imbalance indefinitely. For so long, you have been the one bending to accommodate the crooked lines of others. You have twisted your own desires, your own boundaries, to fit into misshapen dynamics. all in the name of love, or loyalty, or peace. This legal battle is the consequence. It is the moment the universe steps in and says, "No more." The process is deeply uncomfortable because it forces you to confront the very conflict you have so expertly avoided. It holds up a mirror to the dynamics you have tacitly enabled. And while it feels like an external attack, it is fundamentally an internal cleansing. It is meant to lift the suffocating weight of false harmony and replace it with the clarifying, breathable air of truth. Justice has become a guest in your house, Libra, and while its presence is unsettling, it is also sacred, for it only ever enters a life when it is time for the truth to be set free. And in your life, that time is now. Let us speak of the unseen currents that flow beneath every legal dispute. A courtroom, a lawyer's office, a mediation table. These are not sterile environments. They are energetic battlegrounds. Behind the carefully chosen words, the stacks of documents, the formal procedures, there is an invisible war being waged. The energy of fear hangs thick in the air, a cold mist that seeks to seep into your bones. The energy of anger rises like a fever, infectious and blinding. Greed whispers its poisonous suggestions, and resentment builds like a pressure wall, silent and immense. These energies are not contained by the case files. They attach themselves to you. They follow you home. They sit with you at the dinner table and lie with you in bed at night. This is why you feel so utterly drained, so heavy and depleted, even when you have done nothing all day. It is not merely the mental stress of the situation. It is the spiritual weight of the conflict pressing down on your light. If you are not conscious of this, Libra, you will unknowingly become a sponge for this toxic brew. The fear of the other party will trigger your own deepest anxieties about loss and instability. Their anger will ignite the embers of your own suppressed rage, tempting you to speak and act from a place of reactivity rather than clarity. Their doubt will seek to erode your faith, making you question your own standing, your own worth. This is why protecting your energy is not a passive suggestion. It is your most critical task. It requires a fierce and loving vigilance. You must become a gatekeeper of your own sacred space. This means declining to participate in gossip-fueled conversations that only serve to stir the pot of negativity. It means setting firm boundaries with well-meaning friends or family who want to dissect every worst-case scenario, feeding your fear under the guise of concern. Above all, it means refusing to allow the narrative of the opposition to become your inner reality. They may paint a picture of you that is unrecognizable, twisting your intentions and questioning your character. Do not step into that frame. You cannot fight a shadow by becoming one. You cannot win a war of darkness by extinguishing your own light. You fight differently, Libra. You fight with your unwavering clarity, holding fast to the truth of who you are, regardless of the fiction being spun around you. You fight with your faith, with a deep and abiding trust that there is a divine order at play, a universal justice that overrides any earthly verdict. You fight with your stillness, by retreating into the quiet sanctuary of your own heart, and refusing to let the external chaos dictate your internal state. Remember this fundamental truth. Lies are exhausting. They require constant energy to maintain, and will eventually collapse under their own weight. Anger is a fire that burns itself out. Envy is a poison that consumes its host. These are not sustainable forces. Only truth endures. Only light has staying power. Only a spirit rooted in integrity can withstand the storm without breaking. So do not fear the energies that swirl around this case, dear Libra. See them for what they are. Temporary illusions, loud noises designed to distract you from your power. Your role is not to engage them, but to shine so brightly that they simply cannot survive in your presence. Protection, in this season, must become an active spiritual practice. It is not a passive hope, but a conscious act of building a fortress of light around yourself. It is the spiritual armor you must put on each and every day before you step onto the battlefield of your life. This is not about hiding or avoidance. It is about engaging with the world from a place of unshakable inner security. When you pray or meditate, you are not just whispering words into the void. You are actively cleansing your own energy field. Imagine your prayer as a golden light that flows through your mind, dissolving the seeds of fear, washing away the sticky residue of doubt, and silencing the intrusive voices of others. Each moment spent in mindful silence is like polishing a helmet, protecting your thoughts from being weaponized against you. When you choose to engage in grounding practices, a walk in nature, the feeling of your feet on the earth, conscious breathing, you are not wasting precious time. You are reinforcing your shield. These practices calm the storm within your heart, reminding you that your peace is your sovereign territory, and no one can enter it without your permission. A calm heart is like a breastplate of light. Accusations bounce off it. Angry words cannot pierce it, and sudden news cannot shatter it. It guards your emotions, preventing them from being hijacked by the drama. And when you speak your truth, with quiet dignity and unassailable integrity, you are wielding the most powerful weapon of all. Lies may shout, but truth resonates at a frequency that shatters deception. Every time you choose honesty over expediency, every time you act in alignment with your values, even when it is difficult, you are forging the sword of your spirit. This sword does not cut others down. It cuts through illusion, severing the energetic cords that seek to entangle you in lower vibrations. This legal case, as jarring as it is your training ground. It is a divine curriculum designed to teach you how to master the unseen realms. It is forcing you to learn that true strength is not the absence of pressure, but the ability to remain whole and centered within it. Just as a soldier would never face battle without armor, you cannot walk through this season without dressing your spirit for the occasion. So take a moment, right now, close your eyes and visualize it. See a cloak of shimmering, iridescent light settling over your shoulders, wrapping you in divine warmth and impenetrable strength. See a pillar of pure white light descending from the heavens, surrounding you, your home, and your loved ones. A fortress that no negativity can breach. Feel your heart center begin to glow with a soft, steady pink and green light. The energy of love and truth, so radiant that no fear can survive in its vicinity. This, dear Libra, is your armor. It is not forged from steel, but from spirit. With it, you can walk through the heart of any storm and not be thrown off balance. You can stand in the fire of accusation and not be burned. Your adversaries may see your gentle exterior and assume you are fragile, but they cannot see the legion of light that stands with you. They cannot perceive the unbreakable armor that covers you. And when your spirit is armored, no earthly weight can crush you, and no darkness can ever extinguish your light. Here, Libra, is the deepest secret hidden within this trial. This case is not happening to you. It is not even happening for you. In a profound way, this case is you. It is a mirror, reflecting in the harsh light of the material world everything that has been living in the shadows of your inner world. It will show you things you could not, or would not, see before. Through this jarring process, you will finally see, with undeniable clarity, who truly stands with you. Not just the people who offer pleasant words, but those who show up, the ones who sit with you in the uncomfortable silence, who listen without judgment, who hold space for your fear without trying to fix it. Their loyalty will shine like a beacon in the fog, and you will feel a depth of gratitude that fills every crack in your weary heart. But the mirror, in its brutal honesty, will also reflect the opposite. You will see the faces of those who have been silently standing against you, the ones who smiled to your face, but whose energy always felt subtly draining. The ones who offered support that was conditional, laced with envy or a secret desire to see you humbled. The masks will fall, Libra. It is a painful, heartbreaking revelation when someone you trusted is revealed to be standing in shadow. Yet, this unveiling is one of the greatest protections you could ever receive. The universe is removing these figures from your life now, so that you do not carry their duplicity into the new chapter you are about to begin. This storm is clearing your path of hidden vipers. Most profoundly, however, this case will reveal you to yourself. It will hold up a mirror to the ways you have abandoned your own cause, the times you have failed to speak up for yourself, the boundaries you have allowed to be crossed in the name of peace. You will see your own patterns of self-betrayal reflected in the actions of others. And while this is a difficult truth to swallow, it is the key to your freedom. The betrayal you feel from the outside is an echo of the ways you have betrayed your own soul. This realization is not meant to inspire guilt, but to empower you. Once you see the pattern, you can break it. What was meant to be a verdict against you will become evidence for your own transformation. Those who engineered this conflict hoping to see you diminished will be shocked to witness you rise, calmer, wiser, and more integrated than ever before. For as they throw their stones, the unseen hands of the divine are building a throne for you from the rubble. Some of you, through this process, will uncover a financial liberation you never thought possible. Assets unfrozen, inheritances released, debts forgiven. For others, the revelation will be emotional. The freedom from a toxic relationship, the release from a burdensome obligation, the severing of a tie that has kept you spiritually chained for years. But for every Libra walking this path, the ultimate revelation will be one of self-worth. You will discover a strength you did not know you possessed. You will find a voice you did not know you had. And you will emerge from this fire with a clarity so profound that it will realign your entire life. Remember, Libra, a storm does not just destroy. It clears the air, it washes the landscape clean, and it reveals the unshakable truth of what remains. And what will remain is you, in all your authentic, brilliant power. And so we arrive at the final truth, the one that endures after the arguments have faded and the papers have been filed. No matter how loud the verdict in an earthly courtroom, no matter how final a judgment may seem, never forget that the ultimate verdict belongs to the divine. Human systems may falter, human justice may be blind or biased, but universal law is perfect and absolute. The gavels that fall on wood are merely echoes in a much grander chamber of cosmic truth. Long before any human decision was made, your protection was already decreed. Long before any accusation was uttered, your innocence in spirit was already known. You do not walk into this battle seeking victory. You walk into it as one who is already victorious. You are surrounded by a council of light, your guides, your ancestors, all the unseen forces of love that have walked with you since your first breath. They are your true advocates. The purpose of this entire ordeal was never to see if you would win or lose by the world's standards. It was to see if you would remember who you are. It was designed to push you to a point where your only option was to let go of the need for external validation and find your security within. What others intended as a trap will be revealed as your escape route, an escape from a life of quiet compromise and into a life of bold authenticity. Yes, doors will close, relationships will end, illusions will shatter. Let them. Grieve them for a moment, and then bless them for the role they played. Every door that closes now is a mercy. It is the universe lovingly protecting you from paths that are no longer aligned with your highest destiny. And as they shut, feel the fresh breeze of new beginnings. Watch as doors you never even knew existed begin to swing open. Opportunities will arise that are a perfect match for the new, more authentic frequency you are now emitting. People will enter your life who see and celebrate the real you, not the diplomatic version you used to present. You will understand that what felt like a devastating loss was actually a necessary clearing, making space for a blessing far greater than you could have imagined. So when the final decision comes, do not hold your breath in fear, exhale in faith. Because behind every earthly outcome is a divine promise, and that promise is this: you will rise, you will be elevated, and the light that shines after this storm will illuminate a future so bright, it will make the memory of this darkness fade into a distant lesson. The scales of justice are indeed shifting, Libra, but they are not tipping against you. They are tipping, finally, back toward you. They are restoring the balance you lost when you forgot to weigh your own beautiful soul. This entire chapter, this shocking legal case, was a sacred pause. It was the universe pressing the reset button, not to erase your progress, but to correct your course. Deception has been exposed, shadows have been scattered, and your destiny, which may have felt delayed or diverted, is now falling into its perfect, divine alignment. You are not moving backward. You have been powerfully repositioned for the journey ahead. Walk forward now, not with the timid steps of one who fears conflict, but with the confident stride of one who has met the heart of the storm and discovered the unshakable peace within. Guard that peace, for it is your most precious jewel. Stand in your truth, for it is the only ground that will never give way. And remember, a storm can never destroy a mountain. It only washes it clean, revealing the magnificent, resilient bedrock that was always there. You are that mountain, Libra, taller, brighter, and clearer than ever before. Before you step into this new beginning, seal this transformation with one final, powerful declaration. Return to the comments and affirm, I, Libra, am the peace, I am the truth, and I am free. Do not just type it, feel it in every cell of your being. Let it be the closing statement on this case and the opening line of your new life. And if this message has resonated with the deepest parts of your soul, stay connected on this journey. Subscribe to this channel, for your revelation, your healing, and your ascent into authentic power has only just begun.